Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. Welcome to my channel. My name is Annie M. This is Retired Life Inspired. I hope you're well. This is a quick follow-up to my recent video that I did talking about the Night of Power. And this is kind of a correction slash another video type of thing I put together. And I just finished my last prayer for the day, and I broke my fast a little while ago with some water and a little coffee. So yeah, I'll be up for a little bit tonight. I'll be doing some writing and some studying, so it'll pay off. I apologize in advance for the glitches. This time of night, all of a sudden, my Wi-Fi gets wonky, so just bear with me. I really liked my other video I did prior to this, but the glitches were so bad, I thought, oh, and it came out so good, and I thought, okay, just do it again. But anyway, because this correction is very important. Thank you, Brother Abdul Akram Muhammad, for pulling my coattails. Let's just start with that. The Night of Power, again, starts to, this is that week. We're in the last few days of Ramadan. Can you believe it? It's just been so sensational. I thank Allah for this. This has just been great. But it's the last few days of Ramadan in which we start observing, looking for it. And usually it falls on an odd day. So Monday night was the 17th, and now tomorrow, at the time of the recording, it's the 18th. Tomorrow will be the 19th, so I'll be observing again and being up all night and praying and meditating and reading. And so it is not, here's the big correction part, it is not 1,000 years. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. SubhanAllah. It is 1,000 months. Again, thank you, Brother Abdul Akram Muhammad, for your very kind correction. You're always so nice about it. You never want to destroy anybody. You just want them to be better. And I appreciate you so much. So thank you, my brother, for that. And for all of you, it's 1,000 months. Even though I think in my heart it might feel like 1,000 years, because this has just been the best Ramadan ever. One of the things that I've noticed what this Ramadan has been doing, it's really been bringing up a lot of things within me. You talk about going deep into my past, and just like someone going into a closet and taking things out and throwing it out, saying, you don't need that. What's this doing in there? You don't need that. Get that out of there. Why is this still here? We don't even use that anymore. I'm finding stuff in my psyche like that just doesn't even need to be. And as I'm getting rid of it, I'm noticing things just started to change on the outside too. I started getting rid of like subscription programs, things like that had served their purpose up to this point, but I didn't need them anymore. Time to go. And as a result, I'm restructuring everything. I've mentioned already that my nonprofit is alive. It's real now, and so a lot of things are going to be focused in that direction, and it's just there's more to come. And it is something when you decide to start to line up with the God within you, the Creator, the source within you, the divine one within you, and stop listening to the negative voices that also reside within you. Give them less airtime and bring the one that is for you up front and center and line up with that. This subject tonight is going to have something to do with that. Envy. Ever experience envy? Ever envy someone else? No? I'm the only one? Well, that's okay. Confession is good for the soul. So I wanted to share this, because it's been one of those things that I've been experiencing with this wonderful refining of me by the grace of God, and it's just been wonderful. It's been hard, but it's been necessary. It's all good. This article is going to be in the description below. Check it out. It's by a gentleman by the last name of Leahy, and I'm going to lift 3 things from it. The motivation to change is one of the first subjects I'm going to pick up from it. The motivation to change. Now, we're going to have these feelings sometimes, envy, and you're okay to feel like that. Especially as women single women in our 50s, and anyone can relate to this. Women in our 50s, later on in life, we start to compare ourselves with other people, with whatever the achievements they've made, how they look, where they live, where they don't live, what they're driving, all of those things. Maybe how their life looks. And we start looking at ours and comparing it to theirs. It happens. We do it. It happens. But it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel a little like, I'm a bit of a loser. It's okay to feel that way. But remember, you don't have to stay feeling that way. You can change it. You can change it. This kind of feeling, this brings me to the second point. It's very local. And what do I mean by that? If you travel or go outside your circle of friends or group or whatever it is that you're interacting, that where this person or this situation or group is at, and you're starting to feel like, a bit of a loser, remember, to be honest, if you were to talk about this with someone else who's not even involved in that, they could care less. Nobody cares. Nobody cares as much as you or I do. It's not a universal thing. So you might want to back up, pump your brakes a little bit, and start to reassess and realize, you're the one that's making this bigger, or that person or that group or whatever it is bigger than what it needs to be. It's you. So back up a little bit. That brings me to the third part. Why am I spending so much time comparing myself to that person? Why do we do that, or that thing, or that group? We're spending an awful lot of time comparing ourselves. That's a lot of time wasted. Do you realize we are missing out on us? Did we ever stop to think that that person or that group is placed in front of us to help us to start looking, maybe, to tap into our own divine magnificence, that untapped potential, to start realizing that, hey, you know what? What about my qualities? What about the qualities I've been given? Turn the focus from out there and maybe put it back on us and take a look at ourselves and realize, you know what? There's a lot going on here. I should be thankful and appreciative of the skills and the things that I have. And maybe we should sharpen those up a little bit. Let's work on ourselves a little more. And I remember years ago, and I think this applies, years ago when I was in college, when I was looking at some pictures. And I used to work out like 3 to 4 hours because I was in dance at the time. I was just working out hard. It was just me. And so I remember then looking at those pictures at that time, in those years, being really heavily critical, not thinking that my arms were defined enough, that I was strong enough. I looked at those pictures a couple of years later and I was like, what was I complaining about? I was missing the moment. I was not living in the moment. That's something that we really want to do. Live in the moment. Be in the now. Appreciate what is, because we're missing our best life, which is happening right now. Something that a wonderful Navy SEAL, wink, wink, shared with me. You know who you are. If you really want training, talk to these people like these, these highly trained people that can kind of teach you about being in the moment and about what pressure really is. I'm not complaining. I'm complaining much less because of that. So thank you. You know who you are. With that being said, it's going to be natural to sometimes just start to envy what other people have, but we don't have to stay there. Nobody else cares. And if we're not careful, we're going to miss our best life, which is happening right now. So celebrate you. Take the lesson, keep it moving, and let's work on ourselves. Stay in the moment, and we'll realize, you know what? We've got more going on than we don't have going on, and then we can pass that lesson on to the next person. They can benefit too. A couple of scriptures. 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy. Love is the best. And then in the Holy Qur'an, the Surah 113, the dawn. Part of that surah even says towards the end, and that we seek protection from the evil of the envier when he envies. Now, I don't see that as necessarily as someone on the outside. I see that as that little green monster within me that can take me down to a vibration that does not serve me, that just makes my whole day terrible. Well, thanks for listening to Correction. I have a little bit more about Ramadan, and it's 1,000 months and not 1,000 years. Thank you again, Brother Abdul Akram Muhammad, for the correction. Thank you all for subscribe, like, and share, and for your support. I look forward to doing another video. Until then, as always, create your life inspired, peace, and take care. Ramadan Mubarak.